Hey everybody, welcome to Did You Hear About This? I'm Bill.
I am Scott.
How you doing, buddy?
Dude, I'm tired. It's been a busy week.
I am tired too. I am so freaking tired that I didn't want to get out of bed at all today. I slept till about 10.
Yeah. So you know how you had people in from out of town for work?
Mm-hmm.
I have 2 people in from out of town for work this week. So I did some entertaining last night. I had colleagues over, cooked steaks for about 10 people, chicken wings. It was a good time, but you know, I love to entertain, but there's some stress in the food preparation of it, you know?
Yeah, hosting is a stressful thing.
Yeah, I dig it, but there is like that one moment where you're kind of thinking, all right, what did I forget? What am I overlooking? What didn't I make enough of? You know, what do I have too much of? Stuff like that.
Well, that's why there's always Domino's. You just call them when you run out.
I can't invite people over for steaks and chicken wings and serve them fucking Domino's stuffed crust, you know?
That's what I would do. What's wrong with that?
It was nice. There were a few people, and they were like, hey, can I have your address? And I was like, oh, no, it was just an empty gesture. I really didn't. I just invited you. I wasn't going to give you the address.
That's a good move.
No, I didn't mean to do that. I'm not an ass. But, yeah, it was a good time. Good time. I'm glad everybody that came had a good time, they tell me. If they would have told me they had a bad time, you know, fuck them. But nobody's going to say that, you know?
Well, you got your chili cook-off this weekend. So you
do chili and chowder cook-off on Sunday.
Got a lot of cooking you've been doing.
I do. I have a 4-day weekend. I'm standing on the precipice of a 4-day weekend.
Starting right now. Thursday night.
Whiskey in hand.
Well, it may not be a very long show, so you might be able to get out of this. There was nothing in the news this week.
Nobody believes this when we say this anymore, Bill.
I know, because somehow the diarrhea of the mouths that we have managed to squeak out a 30 to 50-minute show every single time.
Yeah, I have a lot of cooking to do tomorrow to get ready for Sunday. And then we're going to travel down to the beach house tomorrow night. And then we'll see where we go. Hopefully I'm going to get first place. We'll see.
I was going to come down, but we couldn't find a place for the dogs. And then we started to think about it. We have these 2 yappy dogs that if we take them out in public, like anywhere, bark, 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 bark. One's better than the other, but the one that's really bad is really bad. Jackson, the little black schnauzer.
Well, when he gets going, then the other one gets going.
Yeah.
And the other one doesn't even know what she's barking at, except that he's barking, and everybody's going to bark now.
Yeah, well, we're like, we got to socialize them more. We got to get them out there with the people more. But then we thought, ruin Scott's thing, like that may not be the place to go socialize these 2 mutts.
So, very similar situation. One of my friends has a service dog, and he came over for dinner last night with his service dog. And my dog, we didn't know how that was going to go. And my dog kind of pissed all over the house, but it was kind of funny. It was like she needs to be knocked down a peg or 2, you know?
Oh, man, that sucks.
And the service dog is just like so cool and calm and just lays there and doesn't really let anything bother him. And then she's there going, yeah. I'm like, oh, calm the fuck down. You're killing the mood.
Yeah, that's how it would be here. The 2 dogs would be barking to the service dog, and he'd be like, sit down, fuckers. Like, you're not going to shake me.
Yeah, I was like, I think she's more pissed off that this dog's not going to play with her.
Yeah, it might be.
So, but it was fun. Yeah.
Dog life.
Yeah. How about it?
Yeah.
I said to Jenna, I said, well, she was a rescue, so she grew up in a house, like a foster house with other dogs. And Jenna was like, yeah, she was 3 months old. I was like, oh, yeah, that was 2.5 years ago, I guess. So, yeah.
Well, you never know. You never know how much life in those 3 months impacted the dog's life today.
Yeah, that's a good point. Good point.
I'm no dog psychiatrist or psychologist.
You're not, what's his name, Cesar Millan?
I'm not a dog whisperer.
Dog whisperer?
What is that dog whispering? Like,
used to nip him in the back of the neck.
Yeah. I don't think that's what Cesar Millan was doing. What's he doing when he's dog whispering?
That's what he did. He was like, you nip him in the back of the neck because that's what the pack leader would do. So you had to establish yourself as the alpha.
That's what
he was doing.
That's what dog whispering is?
I don't know. I have no fucking idea. I think he just took the name Horse Whisperer, that movie with Robert Redford, and made himself the dog whisperer.
Oh my God.
But that whole thing where he would like do that to him,
yeah,
and like pinch him on the back of the neck. He was like, that's how like pack leaders would nip dogs in the back of the neck to establish their dominance.
I literally thought he would whisper to the dog.
No, he wasn't really whispering.
Roll over, Spot. Roll over.
No, not quite. Not quite. Not at all. What's new with you?
I watched, I'm still watching the Gemstones show when I get some time. I'm watching The Studio. I still like that. And Andor is sitting there waiting for me to finish the last episode.
Dude, I still have 3 hours to watch. I didn't watch anything from the past 3 this Tuesday.
There's one more I got to watch. Those last two are pretty good.
That's what I hear.
Yeah, the whole show's been great.
I've heard people say this is the best Star Wars live action series that they've ever put out.
I would not be surprised if we read next week in the news that it was a flop. You know
Really?
why? Yeah, because it's geared towards us.
Yeah.
It's not geared towards most average Star Wars fans, I think. And as good as it is, I mean, it's like Game of Thrones quality. It is up there in storytelling and in production, but it's just not. It's not kiddie. It's very heavy duty melodrama.
But I'm not hearing people online shit on it.
No, that's true.
I don't know. I'm not hearing any noise, positive or negative.
Right. That's kind of the weird thing.
You know?
Yeah.
Maybe all you hear online is negative.
So when you don't hear negative, you don't know what to do.
But if you don't hear negative, you assume it's good?
I assume nobody's watching it if you don't hear negative.
I'm hearing plenty of negative about Ironheart.
Oh, that trailer.
Yes.
I was just talking to my work partner about how this thing is coming out in June, and we haven't even seen a trailer yet. It's been like 4 weeks, or it's going to be 4 weeks when this thing comes out, and then suddenly the trailer drops. Just out of the blue.
I think on Tuesday, right?
It's like Disney heard us talking about it. It was so weird. It's like, oh, there it is.
Yeah. I just feel that everything they set up 5 years ago for this movie to come out, just who cares anymore?
Yeah, that's exactly it. I watched the whole trailer and went, I don't care.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, that's the hood. I don't care.
Yeah. Who cares?
Yeah, who cares? The whole thing is who cares? I heard the guy who plays Borat, what's his name? Sacha Baron Cohen is supposed to be Mephisto in this thing.
They've been talking about Mephisto and all those spoiler shows ever since WandaVision.
I'll be honest, I don't care about Mephisto.
I don't either.
I don't even know who Mephisto is.
He's the devil.
The devil.
He's the devil.
Oh. So I don't even see how you get the devil in this show. It doesn't seem like the kind of show that has the devil in it.
No.
And she's just flying around. It's like more Iron Man, but not Iron Man. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing here.
Like, why would they cancel Armor Wars and keep this?
Yeah, it's a great question.
I'd be more interested in Armor Wars.
Did they do any kind of audience testing? I swear to God, they don't even sit down with focus groups and go, all right, what do you like? What don't you like? They just seem to be way off base with the average fan the last few years.
Just throw a lot of shit at the wall and hope something sticks.
I feel like we complain about Marvel all the time.
A lot.
But we like Daredevil and we like Deadpool.
I like Daredevil.
So when they have hits, they have great hits. But when they have misses, they're colossal misses.
Speaking of trailers and possible colossal hits and misses, Superman?
Yeah, I saw that. I wasn't all that excited about that either.
It didn't move the needle for me at all from the last trailer that they dropped like a month ago.
Yeah. I liked the scene where Lois Lane is interviewing him, and then he gets all kind of pissed off. I like angry Superman was kind of fun to see.
I mean, that was certainly better than him whistling and the dog coming to drag him away. I mean, yeah, that was better, I guess, but it's still like, okay.
I love dogs. I'm already annoyed at this crypto. Like, I've had enough of crypto.
Oh, man. Hard on the dog.
And I guess they introduced another character in that thing. I just didn't recognize that character. I don't know I don't know who these characters are.
Is it Mr. Terrific?
No, there was another one. I saw one of the breakdowns. I saw Ryan Arey's breakdown.
Oh,
yeah,
Screen Crush.
Screen Crush, right.
Yeah.
And he's like, I cried. He's like, I love Superman so much, I cried. I'm glad the movie's like able to move people, but it is. And look, I didn't cry at most of these Marvel movies. Some of them I did get pretty emotional for because like when you're so into something, and you see it on the screen, like the end of Endgame.
A single tear?
Yeah. I knew it. That's where you're going. Our buddy cried at Transformers.
When I saw the Transformers on the screen, it made me realize just how much I care. Can I finish my beer and you shut the fuck up?
Yeah, well, Ryan Arey cried. He said he cried over Superman. And I get it. When you love something that much, I can get behind you crying. Okay.
Sure.
But I don't see what he cried about. Like, I just wasn't moved by this thing at all. At all.
Are there any like types of movies that make you cry when you watch them?
Oh, sad movies. I cry like a baby. I avoid them. I'm a crier.
Like, give me an example of what you would consider a sad movie.
Oh, Amy likes these dog movies where there's always a dog that gets
like
killed.
Like the one with Luke Wilson? Like
A Dog's Life or something like that?
Maybe.
E.T., I cried like a baby when I was a kid because I was a baby. I'd still cry at E.T. if I watched that again, so I avoid it.
You know what gets me? Sports movies.
Really?
Or like when they build a team together. And it's not always like a sports team, but it could be like a cop team, like a buddy drama. And like they earn the respect. And it's like at the end, it's just like, yeah, man, fucking A.
Like Lethal Weapon, you're crying through Lethal
No,
Weapon?
that's a bad example. It's like not an action movie, but more like an action drama. I can't think of an example. Oh, Miracle on Ice or Miracle. The one with Kurt Russell where he's the coach of the
hockey
1984 hockey team, the U.S.
That's right.
hockey team.
Yeah, I remember that.
That
now.
was one where I was just like, oh, fucking A.
How about the Mighty Ducks? Did that one get you?
No, that was more of a comedy. I don't give a shit about Keenan Thompson skating around, this knuckle puck bullshit.
Was Kenan Thompson in it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
D2 anyway.
No, I've never seen any of them.
Really?
Yeah, I avoid sports movies too, for the most part.
Man, let me think of another one. Like The Longest Yard's more of a comedy. That never did it for me. Either the one with Adam Sandler or the one with Burt Reynolds.
What about Slapshot? Remember that one?
Slapshot was funny.
That was a great movie.
What were the triplets?
I don't remember. That was so long ago.
Just goons that went out there and beat the shit out of the other team.
I feel like every 3 years there's a football movie that I just avoid. Maybe throw in a soccer movie and a tennis movie here and there. And I don't know. I see these movies coming through the theater and I just go, who's going to see that? But people do. We talked about a racing movie, that F1 movie that's coming out.
Oh,
There's racing movies people like. Yeah, people like sports movies.
And sometimes weird sports movies. Remember like Luke Perry doing the 8 seconds with like bull riding?
Oh, I kind of remember that. Yeah.
Like you say football movie. The only football movie I can think of is The Replacements with Keanu Reeves.
I'm blanking on some of them.
Gene Hackman.
Friday Night Lights or something like that.
Oh, that was one. Yeah, then they turned that into a series.
Remember the Titans? Wasn't that another one?
Remember the Titans? That one, I was just like, God damn. They won.
Rudy? Did Rudy get you?
I never cared about Rudy. I was raised to hate Notre Dame football.
Oh. Rudy.
Sean Astin's good, but fuck Notre Dame.
Wasn't there a movie called Lucas right around the time of Rudy and it had Corey Haim in kind of like the exact same role?
But it had nothing to do with sports, did it?
Didn't it? I thought he was a runt trying to get on the field.
You're thinking of Little Giants?
I could be. I mean, I really do not pay attention to these sports movies.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Lucas. Corey Haim is an unusually bright teenager whose nerdy looks and meek demeanor make him a favorite target for bullies. Blah, 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 blah. He gets a cute girlfriend. Da, 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 da. Next thing you know, he's in football.
Oh, it was football?
Yeah.
No shit.
I barely remember this thing.
I don't think I saw it, but I can see the box, you know?
Well, yeah.
In the video store.
He's wearing a football helmet in the box.
I don't remember that. I remember glasses.
Yeah, nerdy kid.
Nerdy kid. That's what I remember. Skinny, nerdy kid.
Well, you told me we had a dead celebrity. That was news to me.
We do have a dead celebrity.
This did not come across my feed at all. I'm trying to...
You sure about that?
I'm pretty sure.
You sure about that?
You sure about that?
You sure about that?
This one comes from the Associated Press out of Denver, Colorado. An alligator that appeared in numerous TV shows and films over 3 decades, most notably 1996 Adam Sandler comedy Happy Gilmore, has died at a gator farm in southern Colorado.
You know, I did read this. You're calling that a celebrity?
So Chubbs and the alligator are together in heaven,
That's
just
hilarious.
like they were in the movie Happy Gilmore.
Oh.
Based on his growth and tooth loss, Morris, the alligator, was at least 80 years old. They're guessing he was between 80 and 120 years old.
Oh, wow.
He was nearly 11 feet long and weighed 640 pounds. He started acting strange about a week ago. He wasn't lunging at us and he wasn't taking food, says Jay Young, the farm's owner and operator. I know it's strange to people that we get so attached to an alligator, to all of our animals. He had a happy time here, and he died of old age. Morris, who was found in the backyard of a Los Angeles home as an illegal pet, started his Hollywood career in 1975 and retired in 2006 when he was sent to the Colorado Gator Farm. He appeared in several films, including Interview with the Vampire, Dr. Dolittle 2, Blues Brothers 2000, and he also appeared on Coach, Night Court, and The Tonight Show with Jay Leno, featuring the late wildlife expert Steve Irwin.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. His most famous role, as I said at the top, was Happy Gilmore, a film about a failed and ill-tempered hockey player who discovers a talent for golf. Yes. We all know Happy Gilmore.
There's a sports movie I watched.
Never cried about that one, though.
No.
Give me my ball! Give it here! Pop it up, you dirty bastard! I swear to God, I'll rip it out of you! Give me the...
No? Oh, well,
No.
rest in peace. What's his name? Murray?
Morris.
Morris?
So Morris and Bill Weathers. Carl.
Carl Weathers.
Morris and Carl Weathers together again.
Who's Bill Weathers? I think that's
Bill
somebody.
Weathers. He sang Ain't No Sunshine.
And he's dead too.
He's also dead. So they can have a trio.
Yeah, all hang out together in
That's
heaven.
right. That's right.
Bill and Carl and Morris.
Morris may have gone to hell.
Oh.
So there's that. That was the dead celebrity I had for the week.
Yeah, I guess I didn't think of that as a celebrity, but sure. Some of those animals in Hollywood are more famous than some actors.
No wonder you're having a hard time finding news stories. You skip over gold like this?
Yeah, I did. I just went right over that one.
You're like, who the fuck cares?
Remember when every movie had a monkey in it?
That was great. A great time.
That was a good time.
Do you remember when they used to have that show on Saturday mornings where they would dress monkeys up and then like do voiceover when they would move their mouths?
No.
Oh, you never saw that?
No.
Oh, I can't remember. Mr. Bananas?
No, I've never heard of this.
Oh, man. I used to laugh my ass off.
And Mr. Bananas, how did they make the monkey do all the...
I think it was like camera work and they would maybe feed him peanut butter or something, or they would just film him eating. It was so good, though. He would dress up like a detective.
I heard Mr. Ed, they would shock his mouth. I hope they weren't doing that to the monkeys.
Yeah. I don't know. Mr. Ed was black and white. They can get away with a lot more shit during the black and white days.
Oh, my God. No, I've never heard of this. And this was a Saturday morning cartoon?
No,
Or show?
It was live action. I would see it on Saturdays. I don't know. It was probably like an import, maybe from the BBC.
Oh.
I'll have to do some research on it, but that was fantastic. They would have like a necktie on, suspenders. I would laugh like hell.
I have no memory of this at all.
As much as I would cry at sports movies, I would laugh at the monkeys. Speaking of bananas, did you hear about fucking Zaslav over at Warner Brothers Discovery? Changing the goddamn name of, I'm still calling it HBO.
Yeah. So Max, which was
Max.
HBO Max,
Yes.
which was HBO, then HBO Max, now Max.
HBO Go, HBO Now,
Forgot about
HBO Max, Max, going back to HBO Max?
that. Yeah. You can't change the name of a product that many times. You confuse your users.
And that was all over the course of like the past 5 years.
Yeah, that makes no sense. Do you know why they did it?
Bad leadership?
Well, yeah. That's true.
No, I really don't know why.
The thing I read is they want to get back to HBO as a marquee brand. Like people think of HBO as a marquee brand that had all these Game of Thrones, all these.
Yes.
Now people don't equate Max with HBO. That's what they think. So that's why they're going back to HBO Max.
I mean, they had Sopranos, they had Game of Thrones, they had, so many TV shows.
I watched The Gemstones on Max.
The Gemstones, yeah.
The branding is finally settled with me. I'm good. Okay, I understand. This is called Max. And now they're going to go and pull the carpet out from under us again.
Yeah, but why they would go ahead and like scorch the earth and just delete the name HBO out of existence seems so fucking stupid to me.
When we talked about this, and I know we talked, I remember.
Probably
thinking,
every name change.
Yeah. But I remember thinking, yeah, well, you're killing the brand. You're taking away the thing people know about you.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that was so dumb, and now they're reverting.
Yeah. Real dumb.
That is stupid.
And I guess the big one out there on Max now is The Last of Us.
Are you watching that?
No.
Me neither. I have no interest in that this year. I don't know why.
I watched season 1.
I liked it.
I didn't hate it.
And I thought I'd go back and watch season 2, but I was like, nah.
Yeah, I have no interest in it. So, who knows, man? I mean, I'd like to give them credit for making the right decision, but you don't get credit for fixing the problem that you created. You know, like that was just you being stupid in the first place.
Well, you get credit if you say sorry. So maybe just say sorry, Zaslav, and we'll all be okay with you. Nah, he's like the most hated executive in Hollywood.
I mean, maybe I'd forgive him if he wrote a letter saying, you know what, you were right all along. Did you hear about this podcast?
Yeah, I'd forgive him then.
I'd be like, you know what, he saw the error of his ways.
He's a dunce. He falls forward, makes tons of money with his bad leadership.
Well, I guess if you don't have any consequences, you don't learn any lessons.
That's a good phrase. I like that.
Yeah.
When does this happen? I can't even recall when they said this change is going to happen.
I would be surprised if you turn it on now and it's already changed.
Yeah, it might be. That's how fast this shit moves.
Yeah.
Turn on my Roku and there's an HBO tile and I'm looking for Max and I can't find it. It's like when I'm in the fridge, like, Amy, where's the mustard? She's like, it's right in front of you, stupid. That's how I am with the Roku.
It's in your hand.
I have scrolled through the Roku so many times, like looking for the YouTube app and passed it. I can't find the YouTube app and just go right by it.
How many apps do
I'm
you
an
have?
idiot. I probably have about 15
Holy
in my Roku.
shit.
Because I use a lot of those like freebies, like once in a blue moon.
Okay.
So it just ends up putting the app on the Roku.
I have about 6. So what else has happened in the news? We're just tearing through this, huh?
Yeah, there's not a whole lot going on, like we said earlier. I was reading an article from PC Gamer. Lucasfilm, I like this title. Lucasfilm declares creative bankruptcy with an AI-generated Star Wars film that's just 2 minutes of mostly normal animals jumbled together.
What?
Yep. So it's an article that isn't. It's clickbait. It's clickbait. There's not a real. Yeah. So basically, they had a TED Talk, and one of the heads of ILM, one of the designer creative guys of ILM, went on stage and he was talking about how ILM had done all these great things in the past with camera tricks and models and stop motion photography and all the things that they're known for. So now they're up there and they're like, look at this great technology that we have now. It's called AI. We can make all of these great things with AI. So they ran a video showing some of the things that they've been doing with generative AI lately. And what was it? Probably about a year ago, like all this talk of AI getting into the mainstream Hollywood, like now it's in. So they're still trying to, everybody's trying to tinker with it and figure out how to make it work best. One of the things they said in this video is the Indiana Jones, when they de-aged him, part of that was generative AI. So even way back then, they were already putting AI into their special effects. Some of it was CGI. The other half to make the face work was all generative AI. They took a ton of different samples of Harrison Ford and had the AI trained on it so that it was able to put in his face when he was running around, but the rest of it was CGI.
And here's how you can tell that they already have this in. Nobody's talking about it anymore. It's just happening.
They're just accepting it.
There's no protesting. There's no nothing. So it's happening. And people either just don't know or the strike's over and we're moving on.
Yeah, I don't know, because the response to the video, like this guy saying, oh, now they're creatively bankrupt because they're using AI. There's a lot of people that hate AI. But I watched the video and it really was typical AI output.
Yeah.
It was like, here's a whole bunch of space aliens. No, it was a turtle mixed with a crocodile.
I saw that. I saw that still.
Yeah?
I did.
And it looks like everything I've made in the little bit of time that I've explored Sora and, some of those different tools. It's like anybody can make this stuff. This isn't special. And it didn't look that great. It looked like an AI output. So to have people from Star Wars standing up there going, hey, the next big thing is coming, and look what we did as a example of what you can do. The audience clapped, and they were happy with what they saw. But I'm just like, man, that's the future of your special effects. Typing in prompts and saying mix a hedgehog with a skunk and give me a Star Wars alien. It's not that impressive.
No, not at all. Not at all.
So this PC Gamer magazine or whatever it was just giving them heat for putting out such a video, but. Yeah, it was not interesting, and it was supposed to be like, this is the future of special effects for Star Wars. It's a TED Talk. And it was just like, uh-oh.
Don't like that.
Yeah.
Speaking of, LucasArts and Industrial Light and Magic, it's been confirmed that The Ninth Jedi is going to get its own spin-off series. Do you remember the series they had out there with the anime? It was Star Wars Visions.
Yeah, I remember that.
Well, one of them was called The Ninth Jedi, and it was with a brother and a sister. Their names were Kara and Juro.
Nope, not ringing a bell.
Well, they're getting their own series to expand on their backstory.
And that wasn't even in the Star Wars universe. That was one of those what-if type things.
Just sandbox, play in this world a little bit, and here you go. And now they're getting their own thing.
Do you want that? You're a bigger Star Wars fan than me now.
I don't care. I have enough Star Wars to watch now, you know what I mean? Like, that doesn't do anything for me. I'd rather see something like the 15-minute episodes we got from Star Wars Underworld, which actually does tie into things.
Yeah.
I guess I'd rather see that.
Yeah, I see that on the board when I go to Disney Plus. I'm like, no, I just don't care.
But now, it's not even that I don't want it in Star Wars, and I sound hypocritical because I say I don't want something to connect. You know what I mean? Like I've been talking about, don't connect to the Skywalker saga. Don't do that. But I'm not an anime fan.
Yeah, me neither. I never was.
Never got into it.
I remember when Akira was being passed around to everybody in my elementary school or junior high. And I was like, all right, I got the tape. Let me go home and watch it. And I remember thinking, it's cool. It's really cool.
Yeah.
And I like great animation, but I just got thrown off by the story. Like after the coolness wore off, it was like, what are we really watching here?
Right. I remember my brother and his friends got like really hardcore into Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
I just stopped caring.
I think I was too old for that.
I think I was too.
Like if you think about it, Voltron, that was anime. We just didn't notice it was anime.
I was going to say the stuff that I watched that was anime, I had no idea it was anime. Exactly right.
Remember Star Blazers?
Vaguely.
Yeah, that was anime.
Yeah.
But then it just went then it went into anime porn and hentai and all that weird stuff it is. But it went through this period of being the stuff that I could watch to just being really weird stuff. Like Dragon Ball Z to me is really weird.
The last thing I remember people I went to school with, they were like losing their mind over was Ghost in a Shell.
Yeah, I remember that kind of.
Yeah. And then that went into like Mech Warriors and shit like that. And I'm just like, I don't care.
The animation almost got more over the top weird.
Oh, you know what? I lie. Eon Flux. Remember Eon Flux? There was that movie, but then there was also an MTV series, Eon Flux.
Was that anime? I thought that
was anime.
Wait, that was made by Todd McFarlane, I think.
Was it?
I think.
It was anime-esque from what I remember.
Well, he had that style of really elongating people, like making them stretched out.
That's true.
The animation.
His Spawn was like that.
Yeah, the animation was like anime, but I don't think that was technically anime.
All right, withdrawn.
But I mean, there's so much anime out there. There's just so much now. Yeah. I just flip through the channels and I'm like, more anime. Kids are loving the anime.
Does it need to be Star Wars? No, not for me.
Surprised they haven't done that with Marvel yet.
Yeah, good point.
Or have they?
So I was just thinking before I said good point. I was like, not that I can recall.
Yeah, I don't know. You got this great Star Wars brand. You better figure out how to get people watching it because this Andor, if it's not blowing up for them, which I don't know if it's bringing. What's blowing up for them anyway? Bringing more subscribers to Disney Plus?
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know that this show is going to do that. As great as this show is, it's so good, but it's just not for everybody.
I think they have a better shot at pulling in viewers with that than they do with Ironheart.
Yeah, I think you're right. Watch us be wrong. Watch all of a sudden Ironheart brings 9 billion new subscribers. We're like, what the fuck is going on in this world?
I don't have all the answers. I just know what I like and I know what I don't like and I know what I care about and I know what I don't give a shit about and that's what I'm here to talk to you about.
Well, I appreciate it. What else you got? Anything else? I got one other thing that doesn't make a lot of sense to me and I thought maybe we could talk about this.
Let's talk about that.
I think I got this from Variety. Sean Penn says movie stars ran out around the time of Jennifer Lawrence. She's probably the last movie star, he says. So this is a new sentiment that I'm starting to hear from certain people in Hollywood, that Hollywood is dead.
Well, yeah, we've been talking about that for a little bit, but now he's actually going so far to say that it's not just the business model that's dead, it's actually the idea of the movie star.
Yep, exactly. And I guess Quentin Tarantino's sort of sharing that, and other people are starting to say, like...
Well, we talked about this a little bit before, and I mean, not so much in those words, but we were talking how back in the day, you would have a name on a movie poster, and that would get asses in seats.
Yeah.
If you had Schwarzenegger at the top of that thing, asses were in seats. You had Tom Cruise, asses in seats. You had Julia Roberts, people were going to go watch that. You don't have that anymore.
Well, what is it? I mean, you got to become a movie star, right? Timothy Chalamet and all his big successes.
I would say Timothy Chalamet, but am I going to see a movie just because Timothy Chalamet's in it?
But are other people doing that? We're not.
Maybe down the line we will.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get the quote that the Hollywood star is dead. There's all these new stars out there. There's all these movies with people in it that I've never heard of. Mickey, I can't remember her last name, just won a Golden Globe or something.
Okay.
Like all these people are winning Golden Globes and Oscars and Emmys. Like Emmys don't count.
Yeah,
but
right.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, there's still a lot of movie stars out there.
You know what I have noticed, though? There are a lot of movies starring people that are famous from other fields. I'm talking about, like, Lady Gaga. She's been in a lot of things here lately. I'm thinking, like, for a hot minute there, you would see Amy Schumer. And she's a comedian. Bill Hader, he's a comedian.
Mm-hmm.
You're seeing people from other walks of fame getting their own moments in the spotlight. Not that they're famous for acting. They're not famous actors, but they try and use that to get asses in seats, and I don't think it always works.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like you had your movie stars, and then you had your Saturday Night Live cast, and they could squeak in and become movie stars for a minute. Some of them stuck. Will Ferrell stuck, but some of them kind of had to get out of that.
Mike
world.
Myers. Mike Myers was a good example of that.
Right. Well, would you call him a movie star now?
No, I think he's a comedian and a comedic writer, and now people know him mostly as being an actor.
Yeah. Yeah, I get your point there. There's a lot of different genres, and people are all crossing genres. And that's more so now than I think, back in the day.
Yeah.
Because maybe I'm thinking about the Wicked movie, like the two people that were in Wicked.
Yeah, they're
from TV, aren't they?
Ariana Grande, she was a TV kid on Disney, but she was a musician, a touring musician.
Yeah.
And Erivo, what's her name? The other woman.
Yeah, I don't know where she's from.
I think she was an opera singer.
Definitely not movie stars.
No.
Yeah, so maybe he's making some sense there.
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know where the line is, but I guess he's got it in his head. He knows where the line is. Sean Penn.
I don't know that I consider Sean Penn to be a movie star. And I know that's all he did, and he's famous for that, but, like, what was his big movies?
Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
I know, but that's it for me. He did one where he played an autistic father to Dakota Fanning, and he was obsessed with the Beatles. And that was a good movie.
Yeah.
I can't remember what that was called, though.
He's always in serious movies, and I've just...
That's the problem. That's the problem with it.
Yeah.
So maybe he's a movie star and it's just not things I care about.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the same for me.
Okay.
Well, I don't know.
I'm like, oh, that's that guy that was in Fast Times and was married to Madonna.
You dick.
You dick.
You dick!
Fucking Spicoli. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Paul Rudd, I would think Paul Rudd's a movie star.
Yeah, I'd call Paul Rudd a movie star.
He didn't do anything else.
Well, he's doing TV stuff now. He's one of them guys that aren't afraid to... Remember there was a period where if you were a movie star, you had to only be in movies. You could never
do TV.
You would never do TV.
No, you wouldn't belittle yourself to do the small screen.
Right. And now they're happy to do it.
Yeah.
It seems that most of them are happy to do it.
Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, they were movie stars, right?
Yeah. No, they're not doing TV.
No. I feel like everybody's doing Apple TV these days.
Yeah. So to me, that's a movie channel.
Yeah.
That's like what HBO used to be.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I can kind of see where he's coming from. The art form is definitely getting crowded with non-actors. Even J-Lo was doing it. She was one of the, I can't say one of the first, but J-Lo was a singer, a dancer / singer that started doing movies.
Yeah, I think you're right. There were always a few. Cher was like that. Like, some people
Madonna
crossed
did
over.
that when
Madonna?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now it's really common.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what he's talking about.
Maybe.
Would you call Cher a movie star?
Moonstruck was a good movie, but she's a musician. In my mind, you say Cher, I think of her music. I don't think of her acting.
Yeah, I guess I do too.
Then again, if I could turn back time, maybe I'd look at it a different way.
Nice. Well played.
Anything else we got to talk about here?
That's
we're
all I
running
got.
Short, right?
We're at like 30 minutes here.
So maybe we got you halfway to work today.
Yeah. Just listen to the show again.
Repeat. We'll get double the downloads. We appreciate that. Well, this is all we got. We're busy people. We have meals to cook and competitions to prepare for and gemstones to watch.
That's
so
right.
Thanks for joining along. Thanks for listening to our horse shit this week. Next week, tell a friend. We'll all listen together. We'll talk to you then.